Hey guys, it is Sunday, January 17th, 2021, and since it is Sunday, that means it is once again time for us to round up. So, welcome to damn near the 1 year anniversary of Rockzilla's weekly roundup, my weekly podcast where I talk about sports uniforms usually over a week period, update the channel sometimes, and yeah, basically that's the gist of it. So, as I said in my last roundup video, I believe I'm going to start trying to make it my mission where every Sunday I try to just sit down, update as many video titles as I can. I mean, I'm happy that I got quite a few updated in the past week, or in the past 10 days or so, but I want to keep building on that. I want to make sure that, if I can update, say, 5 to 7 videos every week, even if I'm behind on it, at least eventually, probably by next month, I could be fully caught up on that. And I want to start making it a weekly routine for me to fully update all of my video titles and whatnot for my videos. Now, I could spend more time to just update them right away, but what I try to do is I try to just film them and get them uploaded so that you can start watching them right away. And maybe that's not the best way to do it. But, I know some channels, they like to do premieres and all that. And it's actually an idea that makes sense. The idea that you say to your viewers, hey, at this time, this is when this video will be up if you want to watch it. And then people are like, hey, well, so-and-so is uploading their video at this time. I'll go on and check their video out after dinner at 7 o'clock. My time tomorrow or something, just as an example. So maybe that's something I start doing, but the thing is that I upload my bad. I bit my tongue there. What I tried to say there was when I upload my videos, I upload them from my telephone. So a lot of channels, I assume, do it through their computer. So I used to do that too, by the way. When I had my old cell phone, I'd download the video onto my computer, and then I would upload it from there to YouTube. Ever since I got my iPhone, I just upload directly from my phone. And I find it's much easier. I give the video a title, and instead of having to go from point A to point B to point C, I just go directly from point A to B. I don't have to take an extra step. And it's a lot easier. But I have been finding that I haven't been able to add tags from my cell phone. So that's why a lot of times I have my video titles the way they are, where I got to go into my computer, log into my Gmail, and then access my account, access this channel, and then edit it from my computer. So that's also why a lot of times I have video titles that go unchanged for weeks at a time. So, yeah. That's something, though, that I want to make an effort to fix in 2021. So, there's that. Also, we are damn near the 1 year anniversary of the launch of this podcast, which basically I'm going to declare that in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to consider that to be the 1 year anniversary weekly roundup podcast. So, is it going to be anything really special? Not really. But I think there is at least one thing I could do to help commemorate the occasion. So, stay tuned. I'll try to make it a little bit interesting, but I'm not going to guarantee anything just yet. But I think there is a certain something that I could do. There's a little something. It's nothing to really be head over heels for, but there is one little thing I could do to make it a little bit more exciting. And who knows? Maybe I could... What What could I do for that? I've got one thing in mind, but I'm going to keep it to myself just for now because I want it to be something that if I do go ahead with it, it's something that you go, wow, okay. That was worth surprising me with. Well, at least I hope. But yeah. I think for the 1-year anniversary of the weekly Roundup podcast, I'll try and do something a little bit different. We'll see. Maybe jersey backdrop. Yeah, I haven't brought those out in a long time. We'll see. Something to think about. But anyway, I want to jump into the uniform matchups in the NFL. Last week we had 6 games. This week we only have 4 games. So, yesterday we had the Bills. They wore their home uniform with blue socks and white pants. Buffalo, please don't change. When you wear the traditional look, your uniforms look really, really good. Even though I could do without your logo on the back below the collar of your jersey, although I could do without the navy blue accents, your jerseys look pretty damn good, Buffalo. And the Ravens, they actually wore their purple pants again. And I think I now know what I think the Baltimore Ravens should do with their uniforms. I hate their number font. I don't like the mustard gold accents at all. I think their logo definitely needs to lose the letter B out of the head of the Raven. And I think their logo needs to be cleaned up. But I think what the Ravens should do is they should switch to purple, black, and silver. And drop the mustard gold. I think it's different enough from the Vikings that they will stand out. And I think it'll look really, really good. I actually think it could look very, very nice if they did their uniforms right. But yes, I hope the Ravens get new uniforms. Which I don't know if everybody agrees with me on that, but I don't like their uniforms. They look like a bad product of the late 90s. With some stupid, goofy number font, and purple and mustard gold and black. Ugh. Drop shadowing. Ugh. Now, drop shadowing can look good, but the Ravens drop shadowing does not. That's my opinion. Obviously. The other game was the Packers and the Rams. The Rams wore their blue pants with their bone jersey and socks because, we got to wear blue yoga pants instead of proper contrasting elements. But thankfully, the Packers stick to their best look. Green or white jersey with yellow pants and contrasting socks. Gee, what a simple yet amazing concept. So the Packers looked great. As usual, the Rams did not. But I will say this, at least they're finding combinations that are better to look at than head to toe or jersey to toe bone. That is the worst. Now, if they wear monochrome bone and they wear blue socks, as much as that uniform is a dumpster fire, at least the elements contrast. When they wear the bone jersey with yellow pants, it looks like they had to borrow another team's jersey. It just does not look good. When they wear the bone jersey with blue pants and bone socks, I think that as much as their away uniform is a dumpster fire and it sucks and it's hideous, at least the elements there would contrast. I think that should be their standard away uniform going forward. And for their home uniform, they should wear the sole pants, the yellow pants, with blue socks. Then I think their home and away uniforms would definitely be a lot more tolerable. Where also, next year, the Rams will have a third jersey. So, even if it's just a yellow flip of their home and away jerseys, at least if they wear those proper elements, and then they wear blue pants with a yellow jersey and yellow socks, at least we can hopefully start to see the Rams improve their uniforms just enough to help ease the pain of us having to wait for them to be able to redesign them in 4 years from now in 2025. So, yeah. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Rams end up bringing out a new yellow jersey design based on their new uniforms. That's what I'm thinking the Rams are going to do. I don't think they're going to just jump to a throwback right away. I think we are probably getting that in 2022. I think the Rams are going to try, at least for the first 2 years of this redesign, to try and really push it. But at the same time, I think the Rams are hearing it from the fans. When even former Rams player Eric Dickerson's coming out talking about the new uniforms, and I don't think he was a fan of them, and he said there were better options that were considered. You know, when Eric Dickerson's saying that, and he used to be, I believe, a star player for the LA Rams back in the 80s, that says something. When you've got fans that are really not happy with the uniforms, I think the Rams are going to start to take note. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And hell, they may even just decide, okay, we're going to do a throwback in 2021, which would not surprise me. But I don't know. Would they, if they bring out a new uniform now as a third jersey or as a fourth jersey, are they going to have to keep those for 5 years? Or are they allowed to wear them for a few years and then retire them for the next couple of years and then fully get them off the books after 5 years? I'm not sure how that works. But it's going to be interesting to see. And something else I want to point out too, I noticed that the final game of the season, at the center of the field, the Rams had their new ram head logo on the field. I said this before and I'll say this again here. I'm not going to be surprised if the Rams in a PR move decide to immediately make that their primary logo after this season is done. Which I know their season is done because they lost to Green Bay yesterday. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Rams either immediately this coming season or the season after switch to the ram head as their primary logo. I think their new primary logo is by far and away the worst in the entire NFL, in my opinion. It is an absolute disaster. Why they approved that is beyond my comprehension. It looks corporate and it also looks ugly. So, I mean, if they switched to that logo full-time as their primary logo instead of their secondary logo, that would definitely be a step in a little bit of a crawl in the right direction. I'm not even going to call it a step, because if they really wanted to take a step in the right direction, they bring out a throwback next year, and in 2022, that becomes one of their two primary uniforms. Seriously. That's what, if they want to really get this right, that's what they are going to have to do. If I really believe, that's when I will start to believe that, hey, the Rams are listening. Also, we have the Saints and the Buccaneers later today. The Buccaneers, they're wearing their white jersey with pewter pants, and I believe they wear black socks. Gee, the Buccaneers understand contrasting uniform elements. Yeah, that's fantastic. And their uniforms are so good compared to what they've replaced. You know, to see that the Buccaneers listened to their fans. They went back to the red and pewter uniforms as close as they could, with some modern tweaks as they could without the original pewter coming back, which is a bummer. But I'm satisfied with what they've got now. And the Saints are going to wear their whole monochrome black morph suits again. I'm sick of the Saints. I'm sick of their stupid uniform decisions. I'm sick of that stupidity. I'm sick of it. We're sick of mono white and mono black. You know, I, like a lot of fans, thought that there was a reason to be optimistic, because for the final game of the season, the Saints actually wore gold pants. Gee, what a concept. What a concept. But now, as soon as they're in the playoffs, bam, we're wearing jersey to toe color rash black. Man, I'm sick of the Saints with their uniform decisions. It's frustrating because even though I don't like their jerseys very much, at least when they wear gold pants, the uniform top to bottom is actually all right. It's all right. Now, the game that's on right now, the Browns and the Chiefs, it's a really, really great looking game. The Browns decided to wear their orange pants again, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're wearing their home uniform with white pants, and both teams look great. I do agree it would have been good if the Browns would have worn their white pants or even their brown pants to help contrast a little better, but I don't like their new brown pants because they have the two orange stripes on the sides so they've kept the pants from their last Color Rush uniform before their redesign this year. But what they needed to do is they needed to have to put the white stripe between the orange stripes again like they used to have before they ruined their uniforms back in, I believe, 2014. So they got to bring that back. But right now, their orange and white pants are by far their best pants. Their brown pants, they're good too. They're okay. I shouldn't call them good. I take that back. They're okay. But in my personal opinion, all they have to do is bring back the white stripe in between the orange stripes, and their brown pants are awesome. Right now they're okay, but I'm actually glad that the Browns are wearing their orange pants again. So right now that game is still on as I'm filming this, but I noticed that Patrick Mahomes got dazed. He got hit in the shoulder with a guy coming in with his helmet, and I hope that he's okay. I really don't like seeing players get hurt at all. So I really hope that Patrick Mahomes is okay. Because if the Chiefs do win today, I would actually like to see the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls. I think that would be terrific. And if not them, then I'm rooting for either the Bills, who actually defeated the Ravens yesterday, which me and my boss at my work thought that the Ravens were going to upset the Bills, to be honest. But they didn't. So I do think the Bills are for real. I'm happy for the Bills. That has been a team that has been mediocre for an exceptionally long time, and I feel I'm very happy for their fan base in Buffalo. That city has had to deal with a lot of crap sports. The Sabres have sucked for years. The Bills have sucked for basically 25 years. And now they finally have a team in that city that's actually doing really, really well for a change. So I'm very happy for them in Buffalo. But what else was I going to say on that front? In the NFC Championship game, we're going to have the winner of the Saints-Buccaneers. I think that game could go either way. But whoever plays the Packers, I actually could see the Packers going all the way and winning the Super Bowl. They've looked great all year long. They have really been a good team. I don't think the Saints or the Buccaneers are quite at the level of the Packers. But I could also be very wrong too. I'm not always right. But for the AFC, I think that whoever plays the Bills in the AFC Championship, that's definitely going to be a great game too. It could go either way. But I do think that by seeing the Bills defeat the Ravens, a Ravens team that's actually been out of nowhere, they got really hot at the right time. I have to say, I think that because the Bills beat the Ravens, I do think that the Bills have a very good shot. I think they are legitimate. I think they are a contender, and I think for the first time that they are for real this year. And if you're a Bills fan, you should be very excited about your team. Because I didn't think they were beating the Ravens yesterday, but they did. So now I want to jump in and talk about the National Hockey League. I mean, who isn't happy to at least see that the NHL's back? This is great. The games that I did get to see, I I saw the Oilers play the Canucks in back-to-back games to open the season. The Oilers, I noticed, started the season wearing navy blue. They wore their alternates. And there's a part of me that's a little bit optimistic that maybe, what if the Oilers are considering going back to blue as their main color? I really hope that's the case, because Edmonton should not be wearing orange. It's like when the Calgary Flames in the early 2000s thought, hey, let's not wear red. It's like the Flames wearing black instead of red as their primary color. That's a no-no. Calgary's red, Edmonton's blue. That, in my view, is true. Flames in black and the Oilers now in orange since 2017. If you want to wear orange, or in Calgary's case, black as an alternate, no problem. Not a problem. But for the love of God, Edmonton, if you're going to wear your orange home uniform, keep it as a third jersey. I would rather see the Oilers wear those mediocre third jerseys of theirs than wear orange at home, or as their home uniform, and promote the navy blue jersey. Because I think the navy blue jersey is really bad. It looks like a really bad knockoff jersey, in my opinion. The stripes on the arms are too close together, and it needs some white accenting. It just doesn't work. I like their logo on that jersey, but the rest of it, I'm not a fan. They needed to do something different. They needed to make the orange on the arms more prominent to help break up the navy so it stood out more. And those oversized orange numbers are another major turnoff for me too. You know, the player name and number on the back actually look okay, and the front looks okay. The single thick orange stripe on the bottom, the orange trim on the bottom of the jersey, that's fine. But the arms is where the uniform's ruined, in my opinion. They needed to either have two bigger sized orange stripes more spaced apart, kind of like the Maple Leafs uniforms, or they needed to have a main orange stripe and a smaller orange stripe so that there's more color there to break up the blue. It's just an awful uniform, in my opinion, and I'm not going to miss it when it's retired. But yeah, I found that interesting. I'd even rather see a navy blue flip of their away uniform become their full-time home uniform and demote the orange jersey to a third jersey. I could live with that. I mean, I still think the Oilers should go back to their Gretzky-era uniforms. They're my favorite, by far. But you know what? At least navy blue at home is better than orange. I'll give the Oilers that. But speaking of uniforms, I did see Colorado wearing their blue equipment with their home uniform. There's too much blue. I don't get why people love it so much. I think it's an absolute mistake. It's too much blue. Black is a neutral shade, and black accents really helped to break up all that blue and burgundy. And my issue with Colorado's uniforms is that it wasn't the equipment that needed to be fixed, it's that they need to actually adopt a more traditional design. I've never cared for the Mountain Range uniforms. I think their current home jersey with the black equipment, the way they had it when Adidas first took over, that would be a great alternate uniform. But if they wanted to change things up so much, why didn't they just add black accents to their home uniform and bring those black accents back like they had originally? And update the away uniform to bring back some blue trim on it. Why didn't they do that? You know, putting their away uniform with this blue equipment's going to look bad. And I'm sorry, I do not like what Colorado did with their home uniform at all. There's too much blue. The blue and burgundy together, it's just a mess. And it pisses me off, especially with their home uniform, because in my opinion, their home uniform has been the best that uniform style has ever looked for the Avalanche. And I'm talking about their home uniform, the burgundy jersey with the black equipment. The away uniform, I've never liked it since the get-go. even though it's a drastic improvement over the Reebok uniforms in my opinion. But if Colorado could come up with some new, more traditional uniforms with a new, more retro-inspired logo, I actually think they could have some glorious uniforms. But no, they want to just go back to the Mountain Range uniforms, and now they want to switch for... This is a case, in my opinion, of change for change's sake. I'm sorry, it annoys me. I just think that this is such a stupid move by the Avalanche, and it pisses me off, because when they first switched to Adidas, their home uniform actually has looked really good. It's not my favorite uniform, but man, that uniform actually has looked good. But now with the blue equipment, no. Too much. Because of the design of that jersey, with so much blue on it, you have to have something to break that up. That's why the black pants, in my opinion, were crucial. That's why they looked so good. It broke it up. Black is a neutral shade. It goes with anything. So it broke it up really well. But also, I gotta say this too. In my opinion, in the Adidas era, I think the Calgary Flames have the best uniforms in the NHL now. That throwback away uniform against the Jets the other night, oh my God. Calgary, why did you get rid of that? That away uniform is probably now one of my absolute favorite jerseys in the entire NHL. It was so beautiful to watch that, and their home uniform against the Canucks. Knowing that that's now their primary main colored uniform again, Calgary. It's about goddamned time. And right now in this Adidas era with these stupid Addy crap collars, both Flames jerseys, actually, you don't even really notice those stupid collars at all. Unfortunately, with Chicago, sadly you still do, even though I respect the hell out of that team for listening to the fans and doing their best to find a compromise with Adidas until something better becomes available, and Adidas actually lets teams do something different. That would be nice. But also another thing, I have not been a fan of the helmet ads. And I'm really disappointed to see, in my opinion at least, how many people seem to be okay with them. Oh, they're not a big deal. Right now, while there are no fans in the arenas, okay. I understand it as a way to help, make up for lost revenue. If it can help people stay employed, all right. But the thing is too, if you can afford an NHL franchise, I think you can afford to take a loss for a season. I think the league can afford, if they make billions every year in revenues. Now, I know it's not the net profit. I get that. But the thing is that I think they can afford to keep ads off the helmets. And I don't think the ads are to help keep people employed necessarily. But right now, though, as I say that, if they want to leave the ads on the helmets just until the fans can come back, if it helps keep teams alive and it doesn't force owners to have to sell their teams, all right. Then okay, I understand. Because I'm not an owner. I don't deal with the financial stuff when it comes to owning a team like an owner does. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to their finances for teams than we really know about. So, all right, if they want to keep the helmet ads for now, while there's no at-the-gate revenues because of the pandemic, all right. But what bothers me, and I've said this before and I just want to make it clear again, what bothers me is, what are they going to do with the ads once the pandemic is hopefully over soon? Well, what's going to happen when this pandemic is over and fans can go to games again? Are they going to leave the ads on? Because if they do that, I'm going to be pissed, to be honest. And yeah, you can say, oh, it's not really that big of a deal. You barely see them. Bull. Those Penguins ads stick out like a sore thumb. Those Rogers ads that I saw in the Canucks helmets last night, watching the Hockey Night in Canada game, I saw them, and I didn't like it. If it's temporary, I understand the circumstances, but what bothers me is, how do we know that it's only temporary? And speaking of Hockey Night in Canada, one more thing I'm going to wrap this video up with. I noticed that they did not have after hours after the game. I understand right now with the situation of the pandemic, but are you telling me that they can't do an after hours where the announcers or the interviewers and the hosts of the show and the interviewees are distanced enough that they can do it? I mean, right now, temporarily, if they didn't go with an after hours show during this season, it's not the end of the world for me, but I gotta be honest, I really hope that they bring that back. I didn't like it when Sportsnet first took over from for the NHL's TV contract here in Canada, and they got rid of after hours. And I'd like to see them keep it going, because I don't know about you, but I really enjoy watching the after hours after games. It's something extra on a Saturday night, and I'm not going to lie. It's been a weekly tradition of mine. Whenever I can, I've always watched it growing up as a kid. And, I hope that they are going to bring it back. Maybe it's just right now till they get established. I don't know. But, with the circumstances right now at the same time, I don't fully necessarily blame them for not wanting to do it. But I don't see why they couldn't have an arrangement where they film the show right there, where they are talking to somebody else across from them, and everybody's distanced 6 feet apart. I think they can do it. And I really do hope that Rogers Sportsnet, I'm sure nobody from that network will ever watch this video, but please, bring back the after hours if it is something that you can do. Because I don't know about you guys, but, after watching a game, it's nice to be able to sit down and listen to that and watch it. At least that's my opinion. I'm sure not everyone agrees. But anyways, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. This actually went on longer than I had planned, but you know what? I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. I'm just glad that I've got this video here for you guys to watch today. Will I be getting any more videos done between now and next week's weekly roundup? I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure. I may or may not have time. Sometimes my schedules can be rather unpredictable, and we'll see. But anyways, until my next video, you guys, take care, and as always, bye for now.